Hi, my name is Kelsie, and I'm the Grace Kids Coordinator here at Middleton Grace. And we are going to talk about a topic that kind of gets thrown around a lot nonchalantly: love. I can say, I love my dog, I love my husband, I love this sweater. It's really just a word that we kind of use, but we really don't know the meaning of. So, what is love? And the best way to look at this is to look in God's Word, because God's Word is what we use to guide us. In the Bible, though, it talks about different types of love. And we're going to go through those first. So, one is a love between a husband and a wife. A second type of love is between friends. Another type of love is with your family members. And with all these kinds of love, I love a friend differently than I love my husband. I love my kids differently than I love a friend. But then we get to the fourth type of love, and this is called agape love. This is God's love. And this is where it all starts from. So, what is it, and how do we enact that? Because really, we are supposed to be made in His image, which means back at the beginning of time when God made people, we were created in His image. We are to reflect Him. And in order to do that, we kind of have to know what that is and who He is. In 1 John 4 8, it talks about how if you don't know God, then you don't know love. And that's pretty incredible to know that God is love. He really is. And that love is so definite. If you've ever been to a wedding, this is the most common area of where I've thought about this. You've probably heard this passage where I'm going to read about next, and it's from 1 Corinthians 13. And we've heard it probably many times, but instead of it being reflected towards a person, another person, it is actually agape love that it's describing. And it's this perfect, free, amazing love that God expresses towards every single person. So let's listen up, and rather thinking about it with the people, I want you to think about it as God's love. I'm going to start in verse 4. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not rash or irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. And if we think about that in relation to God's perfect love, then it makes sense. We can't really do this, but God shows us that He can do this. And He did this. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world," and that is that agape love. That's God's love. God loved the world that He gave us His only Son. Not that we should die, but that we should live eternally with Him. He didn't come to condemn the world. He came to save us all because of that love. And that love is beautiful, and it is free, and it is eternal. It's never ending. So when you think about 1 Corinthians 13, this is God's love. And this is the challenge to you. Because as we were made in His image, we're reflectors of Him, and we get to show others this kind of love. So love is one of those attributes of God, and it's a beautiful one, and it's a magnificent one. God said through Jesus that this is the most important commandment, to love God and love others. So let's start with this. Dive into the Word. Look and see what God says about His love towards others and how we are supposed to spread that to everyone else. Continue diving into the Word this week and find out other attributes of God and see what He has to tell you as you spend your time with Him.